Welcome to the Yakima Housing Authority's project-based voucher program briefing video. This presentation is designed to help project-based units and residents understand how the project-based voucher program works, what your responsibilities are under the project-based voucher program, PBV. This briefing is intended for families who have been approved for the first time or a family who is a current participant of the program and is moving from one assisted unit to another. HUD provides funding which enables housing program providers like YHA to pay a portion of the qualified household's rent. Project-based housing vouchers are committed to specific units, guaranteeing an owner and tenant that the subsidy funding will be used on their property. The composition of the household must be approved by the PHA. The head of household must notify the PHA in writing within 10 business days of changes in family composition, income or expenses. Changes in rent may occur after processing a change. No other individuals may be added to the household without prior approval from both the landlord and YHA. Tenant must not sublease or transfer the unit. Unit must pass HQS inspection prior to move-in. The inspector will check for health and safety. The unit will not be checked for cosmetic appearance, paint color, scratched cabinets, etc. Make sure you pick a unit you like. YHA will conduct an annual inspection after your first year of living in the unit. If the inspection passes, inspections will continue biennially thereafter. Once YHA receives an approved referral for a PBV unit, YHA will run verifications, approve application, inspect the unit, receive copy of signed lease. Client will receive notification of move-in approval. YHA will send tenancy addendum to landlord and client for signatures. The housing authority's role is to pay the housing assistance payment to the landlord, owner. Enforce the tenancy addendum HUD 52530C. Find eligible families to participate in the program. Conduct housing quality standards inspections. Complete an annual recertification for the family. Help families and landlords understand their responsibilities with the project-based voucher program. Report to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. In the voucher program, the family's role is to apply and get referred by a partnering referral agency. Provides income and family information needed to verify and certify continued program eligibility. Allows YHA to inspect the unit. Adheres to all lease requirements, including payment of the family portion of the rent. Abides by all family obligations under the project-based voucher program. All PBV participants must follow the rules below to receive assistance. The family must supply any information that YHA or HUD determines to be necessary for the program, including but not limited to evidence of citizenship or eligible immigration status. Supply any information requested by the YHA or HUD for use in a regularly scheduled re-examination or interim re-examination of family income and composition. The family must disclose and verify Social Security numbers and sign and submit consent forms for obtaining information. Any information supplied by the family must be true and complete. The family is responsible for any housing quality standards, HQS, breach by the family caused by failure to pay tenant-provided utilities or appliances, or damages to the dwelling unit or premises beyond normal wear and tear caused by any member of the household or guest. Use the assisted unit only for residents by eligible and approved family members. PBV families must not commit any serious or repeated violation of the lease, commit fraud, bribery, or any other corrupt or criminal act in connection with the PBV program, participate in illegal drug or violent criminal activity, sublease or sublet the unit or assign or transfer the unit, receive PBV assistance while receiving another housing subsidy either for the same or for another unit, damage the unit or premises, engage in threatening, abusive, or violent behavior toward any YHA personnel. Once a year, YHA will complete a recertification to determine your eligibility to continue receiving assistance through the PBV program. YHA will determine your annual gross income and review your expenses and family composition. You will be asked to complete an annual recertification online and upload your income information directly to the recertification website. You can do this on your computer or smartphone. Along with the annual recertification, YHA will conduct an annual inspection after your first year of living in the unit. If the inspection passes, inspections will continue biennially thereafter. Please make sure to consistently check your email and U.S. mail for YHA correspondence. Failure to submit your annual recertification on a timely basis, respond to any YHA requests, and meet deadlines for recertification not completing and providing supporting documentation on time for your annual review may lead to termination of your assistance. You can continue to receive assistance through the PBV program if you successfully complete your annual recertification, are still eligible to receive assistance based on your income, comply with all family obligations and reporting requirements. All requests must be made in writing. Childbirth, adoption, or court-awarded custody of a child. Request approval to add any other family member as an occupant of the unit, when the family is away from the unit for an extended period. If any family member no longer lives in the unit, before moving out of the unit or terminating the lease, the family may qualify to move with their HCV to another housing authority's jurisdiction. For example, a family living in Yakima could move to Seattle or other area and use their voucher. To move or port out with a housing choice voucher, you must have completed your lease with your current landlord in the PBV unit. Provide verification of good standing with your current landlord. You must give a proper 20-day notice to your landlord and YHA, Section 8 department. Research before you give notice to move. Every time you move, you must fulfill a 12-month lease with your landlord. Only under extraordinary circumstances would the housing authority consider allowing more than one move in any 12-month period. Landlords must maintain the unit and premises in accordance with the HQS. Are not responsible for utility costs to be paid by the tenant. Are not responsible for maintaining or providing any appliances provided by tenant as stated on the lease. Are not responsible for damages beyond normal wear and tear. As a PBV tenant, you are responsible for tenant rent. This is the portion is based upon family's income, composition, and expenses. This amount is about 30% of the household's annual income. PHA Housing Assistance Payment, HAP, is the monthly payment made by the PHA to the landlord. Tenants are not responsible for paying this portion of the rent to the landlord, owner. The landlord may not terminate tenancy for non-payment of the PHA HAP. Changes in lease and rent must be in writing by the landlord. PHA must redetermine reasonable rent increases in accordance with HUD guidelines. Sometimes people with disabilities may need a reasonable accommodation to take full advantage of YHA housing programs. When accommodations are granted, they make the program accessible in a way that would otherwise not be possible due to the disability. Persons with disabilities may submit a written request for a reasonable accommodation. The form is available online or at the YHA office. Requests will be sent to the qualified professional, specified by the applicant and participant. The qualified professional will verify the need for the accommodation, how the accommodation relates to the disability, and how it is necessary for the participant for full use and enjoyment of their unit. VAWA protects participants, tenants, and family members of applicants, participants, tenants, who are victims of domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault or stalking, from being evicted or terminated from housing assistance based on acts of violence against them. The Act applies to both public housing agencies and to owners renting to families under the HCV program. The purpose of the Act is to reduce domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Prevent homelessness of the victims of such acts. Protect victims who reside in Section 8 and other housing programs. Ensure victims have access to criminal justice systems without jeopardizing their housing. If you are being terminated from rental assistance, and you feel the grounds of your termination are from the direct result of domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, or stalking, please contact your housing facilitator. YHA may terminate assistance after giving proper notice. Assistance may be terminated if you fail to complete annual recertification or report changes in income or family composition on a timely basis. Do not comply with the lease, including giving proper move-out notice. Damage the unit. Fail to pay rent on a timely basis. Are found over income and continue to be over income after 6 months. Fail to report household members away for over 30 days or permanently gone. Threaten or use abusive behavior directed at YHA's employees. Use marijuana or other federally controlled substances in your unit or property grounds. Don't comply with other family obligations on your voucher. Disturbance of neighbors or destruction of property. Criminal activity. Any activity that threatens the health and safety of, or the right to peaceful enjoyment of the premises. Serious or repeated violations of the lease and/or HUD rules. Thank you for viewing the Housing Choice Voucher Briefing. Today we provided you information on how the PBV program works, how PBV units received HUD assistance, PBV program's rules, the approval process, becoming a program participant, how to continue receiving assistance. For questions, please contact your housing facilitator at 509-453-3106 or visit yakimahousing.org. Please review packets provided after briefing video. They will include Yakima Housing Authority's Informal Hearing Policy. Tenancy Addendum. Housing Discrimination Report. Protect your family from lead packet. Please keep in mind you will be required to answer questions to verify that you have viewed the video, reviewed the accompanying materials, and comprehended the content. Thank you for watching Yakima Housing Authority's project-based voucher briefing video.